Hey folks, this is Jeff from SimSamurai.net. Sorry I haven't posted any videos like I said I would, but SimSamurai has had the swine flu for the past couple weeks, and in addition to that, in my normal life and trying to get everything squared away with the website and my products, I forgot that I need to stay current in a real airplane, which I have to do every 2 months with my local flight club. So, first video here is just how I do my quick walk around and pre-flight check of a Cessna 172. I'm at my local airport, Montgomery Field in San Diego, California, and right now we are in 5268 Kilo, a 180 horsepower 1982 172 Cessna. Basically, when you get to the plane, first thing you want to do is make sure it's got its aero documents, which is its registration and its airworthiness certificate. If these are not up to spec, then you can close the doors and walk away, because this is the most important thing when you first get to a plane. Make sure that these are good to go. Then those usually go back in this little pocket down here. And then secondly, you want to check your club book, which usually has its log book for whoever last had the plane. Make sure there's no squawks, make sure the last pilot didn't report any problems, and make sure that the hours that they left matches the Hobbs meter, which they do. So it looks like we're good to go. We got beautiful weather, already got a pre-flight weather brief. Moderate turbulence or light turbulence today. There's an Air Met Tango out. Nothing too big to worry about, though. That's kind of normal for Southern California, especially the mountain areas. So basically what you first want to do when you get in the plane after you check your documents is you turn on the battery and put the flaps down, all the way down. And then basically what I like to do is the beacon always usually stays on, so I check the beacon light real quick. I can see that it is blinking. That is good. I'm going to turn that off real quick to conserve battery juice. The landing light, somebody left that on for some reason. They should have not done that. And then I want to turn my strobe lights on and my nav lights on real quick. Even though we're not flying at night, it's a good idea to still check your lights. And we are go on that side. And we are go on that side. So now let's turn the strobes off, turn the nav light off. I'm going to leave the beacon on, and then I'm going to go ahead and kill the battery again, because I don't want to waste my battery juice. And then so next thing we do while we're in here, make sure the mixture is all the way off, make sure the throttle's all the way off. And then I want to check the fuel. We need to make sure we've got gas and oil. So if you want to come outside and follow me around onto the right tank here. So this is the right side of the plane. This is the starboard wing tank. Fuel tester, 24 gallons, 21 usable. This is actually 19 usable. So this is kind of an inaccurate rod for this. I can visibly see this says 12 gallons. Come around, get the next tank. That says 11 gallons, so what it looks like is we're about half full right now. Even though this is a little bit inaccurate, basically I can tell that my left wing or my port wing has a little bit less fuel in it than that one. So the option is when we're flying, I can switch my fuel tanks and burn a little bit more fuel out of the starboard wing to balance that fuel load if I want. But you always got to remember to switch it back to both at some point. Next thing we want to do is check the oil and just make sure that it reads at least 6 quarts, at least 5.5 to 6, which it does. Screw that down, and so it looks like we're good on oil. Just want to make sure you don't see any bubbles or anything like that, which can indicate water. And it doesn't. Fuel and oil are good. So we close that off. So fuel's been checked, oil's been checked, and we are good on both. And then actually we want to do a quick fuel test for contaminants. Make sure it's 100 low lead, which is a bluish green color. If it's white, it's not proper fuel. And so we are good there. I'm going to check one on the right wing real quick, and then we'll pour this back in the wing with the least amount of fuel. That looks good. No contaminants. So I will pour this back in. Windscreen too while we're here. That looks good. So, and of course, the door's locked, but yours is open. Lesson 2: never lock yourself out of the plane. Okay, so let's put this back in. You know, we're good on fuel and oil, and now it's time to start performing the actual walk-around pre-flight check. So we will start while we're over here. Usually I start over on the left side, the port side, but we can start on this side too and do a walk-around from this side. Basically, you want to check your flaps. I usually walk either from inside the wing to outside or reverse. You want to make sure all your rockers for your flaps look good, just a little bit of play. Make sure nothing looks cracked in there. These little arms should always have a little bit of play in them. That does. That roller looks good. I did remove, no, I want to remove the yoke lock. It's very important to always remove this from the yoke so that your ailerons and your pitch elevator move freely. So now we can lift this up, and if the yoke lock was still on, we would not be able to lift this up because it locks the yoke in place, therefore locking your ailerons in place. So you just want to check the bolts, those 4 right there, make sure that those are good. Make sure this rod has a little bit of play in it. It does. Make sure those 4 bolts are good. And that looks good. Check the outside of the wing, make sure your lights aren't busted or cracked. Those look good. Now inspect the front of the wing. The front of the wing looks good. Confirm that you have unlocked the chain. Check the main support here. Looks good, no major dents, anything like that. Now we can check the landing gear strut. It looks good. No major dents or cracks. Small dent right there. Nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, that looks good. Wheel pant looks okay. And then you get down on your knees. Here's one thing you want to check. Make sure your tires look good. Make sure you don't see any major rubber coming off, anything bad as far as cracks or shredded tire. And we'll finish up with part 2 of our pre-flight check here in a second. Thanks for watching.